why have you never stood next to nobody? Because you studied the 48 laws of power.
Nah, man, that's whack. And he knew exactly what I meant because he'd been standing next to something his entire career.
Right.
He stood next to Biggie. You put hot on him. That's stand next to the fighters he want, right? You stood next to Mace. Stood next to Jock. Look, Puffy might be the destination for anybody going nowhere.
He's not wrong. Y'all are fucked.
Nobody survived him.
You all are fucked.
Look at it.
Yeah.
Please, people, help me help you. Who's first?
In recent times, there has been a lot of talk from 50 Cent about how Diddy, mostly known by his alias Puff, might have sacrificed Biggie and a handful of other celebrities. And while the talks have now gained major ground on social media, other people have now revealed being the club rapper isn't actually the first person to level that accusation against Puff. If you lived through the era when Diddy was referred to as Puff Daddy, you may recall that he created a stir globally with his moniker. In the late 90s, Bad Boy Records reigned supreme in the music scene, releasing a steady stream of chart-topping tracks that swept across dance floors and radio airwaves, accompanied by visually stunning music videos filled with flashy explosions and glitzy suits.
Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas, and then the next thing you know, you want to know what they all had in common, though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest motherfucker, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning is gone. Just him. I guess Al disappointed.
In retrospect, the departure or loss of life of artists from Bad Boy Records associated with religion has become a cause for concern. Whip it right. As it turns out, beneath the veneer of vibrant colors and flashy outfits with jewelry, there were reportedly underhanded dealings and rumors about Diddy's mistreatment of his artists. Over the years, an alarmingly high number of Bad Boy artists either faced financial ruin, passed away at a young age, or served extensive jail time. The most surprising development was the fact that several artists who collaborated with Diddy left the industry to embrace religion. Over 3 artists made this transformation, while others unfortunately lost their lives. Jaguar Wright, a singer-songwriter who has recently gained notoriety for exposing Hollywood's secrets, shared her thoughts on Diddy and his status as the sole survivor at Bad Boy Records. She stated that the record label was originally founded by 5 individuals, 3 of whom have passed away. 1, I'll Be Sure, is in a coma, and the only person who has emerged unscathed from all the turmoil is P. Diddy, or as she affectionately refers to him, Honeycombs. Wright went on to reveal that the evil that tell all 4 men only happened to come around the time they planned on releasing a tell-all book. And the one who actually survived his coma, I'll Be Sure, even explicitly revealed that his so-called accident happened while he was working on the book. With these facts laid down, it doesn't take a genius to understand that someone probably doesn't want that tell-all book in the streets. When 50 Cent told the world that everyone who aligned themselves with Diddy or was associated with him suffered defeat or became damaged, the internet criticized him for attempting to discredit Diddy. However, as more incriminating evidence against Diddy continued to surface, even his most ardent supporters began to question him. At first, the report was the surprising announcement of a 19-year-old successful rapper leaving the industry to pursue a career as a pastor. From 1996 to 1999, a budding rapper at Bad Boy Records named Mace, or Mason Betha, dominated the charts with his debut album, Harlem World, which went 4 times platinum. Despite this tremendous success, it came as a shock to the hip-hop community when Mace declared his retirement to become a pastor. Mace announced his departure from the music industry to follow a divine calling. He declared that he was leading people, including friends and children, down a path to hell, and that he had come to the realization that rap was not authentic. Mace stated that he left music to seek God in his heart and to pursue his guidance. This drastic move by Mace brought up several questions, one of which was asked by an insider, saying, "How do you have a 19-year-old rapper named Mace who decides one day to wake up and say, you know what, I want to get out of this and be a minister?" An insider said, upon leaving the record label, he created the SANE Ministries, which was an acronym for Saving a Nation Endangered, where he now refers to himself as Minister Mace, after he received the calling from above. According to the same insider, his religious pursuit just might have been what saved Mace's life. "If anybody who wants to do something to you, they'll think twice," the insider asserted. "When you're with the Lord, they think twice about doing you stuff. Think about it. He's the only one who got out on top." Another artist who embraced religion was Loon, who released his debut album with Bad Boy Records in 2003. 5 years later, after a trip to Abu Dhabi, Loon converted to Islam and officially changed his name to Amir Junaid Muhaddith. Following his conversion, he decided to end his music career and later moved to Egypt, where he resided until 2011. However, as P. Diddy ages, the stories surrounding him become increasingly disturbing. The issue at hand is not whether he may be gay or bisexual, as he would not be the first in the music industry to be so, but rather the allegations that he uses his sexual orientation as a means of exerting power and control over others. In a provocative video posted on Instagram 2 years ago, tell-all artist Jaguar Wright claimed that Diddy compelled male artists to engage in sexual acts with him for power. According to Jaguar, she hired an entertainment lawyer who had recently left Bad Boy, but chose to withhold the attorney's name due to fear of retaliation. The lawyer confided in Wright and shared a disturbing story about their experience at the label. Jaguar stated that during a meeting between Diddy and singer and actor Christopher Williams, which was likely to finalize a demo deal, the attorney went to Diddy's office to obtain approval for some paperwork. In her words, the door wasn't locked, so she didn't think twice about just walking in. When she walked in, she saw Christopher Williams performing fellatio on Puff. A sight like that was no doubt surprising, but it didn't alarm the lawyer as much as it made her feel embarrassed. She kept her composure and didn't react, but the next day Diddy brought the matter up. According to the allegations, he was aggressive and asked the lawyer if she planned on telling anyone. Upon speaking to him about why he hadn't locked the door, he said, "I'll do whatever the FCK I want to do in my building. It's power." See, Diddy told the lawyer, "If I could make a man suck my DCK, I could make people do anything for money." Wright went on to hammer on the fact that the music executive had threatened to destroy the attorney's life if she ever said anything about it to anyone. "You better not try to do nothing to her either," Wright said. "She ain't had nothing to do with you being no sodomite, forcing men to do degrading acts just so you could prove how effing powerful you are." A little after Jaguar said her piece, Diddy's former bodyguard also stepped up to confirm her story. In a video asserting she wasn't lying, he said, "I know that for a fact because I was right there." He added, "Yo, Gene, watch the door and don't let nobody come through." I said, "I'll watch the door, and if I watch the door and him and a man ran out naked and I said that, ain't nobody told me that. I saw that myself. I'm telling you what I saw." In another video, the former bodyguard also revealed that because of some of the things he saw while working for Diddy, he has now resorted to prayers and scriptures as a coping mechanism. He said, "I'm the one who came out here, to let y'all know I've seen some of the devil SHT." Artists who signed with Bad Boy Records often found themselves in dire straits, suffering from emotional and psychological scars. Some were rumored to have been falsely accused by law enforcement, while others passed away at a young age. Still others claim to have witnessed disturbing events while working with Diddy, leading many of them to turn to religion and abandon their music careers. It seems as if they sought solace in faith as a means of escape from something they found unspeakable, with even Diddy's former bodyguard reporting that he turned to the Bible to cope with the devilish things he had seen. Diddy has remained silent on social media regarding these allegations against him. Given his character, it is unlikely that he will speak out. It can be difficult to determine the veracity of rumors, as they may contain elements of truth or fabrication. However, in the case of Puff Daddy, it is particularly challenging to differentiate between fact and fiction. One user on Twitter said, "But moral of the story, Biggie was a sacrifice for Diddy, and everybody he signed after that was pawns to get richer. My opinion, and I'm sticking with it." I wouldn't sign with Diddy even if I was desperate. Another added, I don't know if the Illuminati is real or not, but if it is, P. Diddy is definitely one of the generals. Anyways, let's keep in mind that this video is based on theories and my opinions and should not be considered facts. That's it for this video. Bye.